Welcome back to Let's Play Capo 2. Man, there I go again. I was just thinking earlier, it's just like going through some of my old videos, it's like, oh man, do I really sound like that? I'm such a goofy, stupid sounding person, and then I freaking do that again anyway. It's like, why? It's like as soon as I start talking, it's just like, I don't know. And then when I go back through the footage, I'm just like, man, did I really say something like that? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I tend to say some of the stupidest things. Just going through some of my old videos, like Digimon World, and like some of the times when I make references to things, I'm just like, it doesn't even make any sense to reference it there. What the hell was the point of that? It seems like when I look at my old videos, it seems that most of the times my commentary is influenced by what I've been watching around that time. Like, I think I made like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged reference. Out of nowhere, for no reason, it made no sense. It didn't even sound like I was referencing anything, it was so stupid. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with this. It was an exhausting day because of Amikaze. On days like this, the best thing to do is just go home. La la la. No voice acting? La la la. Somebody was singing in such a stupid way. There were still some students left in the hallway and it was noisy. Yet I could hear it. It was such a pure and clear voice. What? La 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 la. Where's it coming from? I started to walk while following the voice. Let me guess, gonna be a girl. And they didn't voice act it for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's a main character. La 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 la. When I followed the voice, I ended up in front of the music room. It was a singing voice, so it was natural, and I'd end up there. Maybe it's someone staying late to rehearse. The door was open. I peeked inside. It's... Okay, I thought that was like your line there, and you were just like la 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 la. That is not a la 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 la. It was Sirikawa Nanaka. Yeah, I had a feel it was gonna be you. It did show you in a band in the intro, after all. She was called the Academy's idol because she was cute, stylish, and a great singer. All the male students were in love with her. I never really talked to her before, but I knew how popular she was. Even so, I've heard about her singing, but she really is a great vocalist. Heck, their drummer's not even there, and no, I don't know. They just couldn't be arsed drawing the other band members, probably. She was singing a cappella with no accompaniment, and yet she was carrying perfect pitch. That is bullshit! That is bullshit! Then what's this then? She was even hitting high notes and making subtle key changes. Seriously, what the hell are you talking about? It was amazing. It just didn't match at all. And then it abruptly stopped. You know, hearing the guitar in that track randomly, I just randomly thought, just like, I miss being able to play guitar probably, but my amp sounds like shit. I don't know what the cause is. I think it's a ground-related problem, but I'm still unsure exactly what that even means. So I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I should test it out in a different room or something. I don't know, and I just haven't got around to it. But really, not being able to play guitar with the amp is just not the same, man. I mean, seriously, just be like this, and it's just boring to just play it without the amp. See, I mean, the chords sound nice, but as soon as I stopped playing, like, that was actually something I came up with, but either way, there, viewers. If you recall, if you've seen, like, Keep Up With My Sims 2 LP, it was like a track, you might recognize the riff that I had play in the background. Of course, the faster bit that comes after that I can't do because it was way faster than it was supposed to be, but the tab just screwed it up. But you get what I mean, that would sound better with an amp, while the chords sound just fine without it. I want to, like, get my amp working so I can play, like, with a bit of distortion, a bit of a clean tone, but, you know, louder than simply just playing an electric guitar as if it was an acoustic guitar. You know? Well, anyways, that went on longer than it should have, probably. I got carried away with the chords. Our eyes met. Suddenly, Shirakawa stopped singing. Do you want me to back you up while you sing? I'll be the background guy. I'll be playing the guitar. It'd be like an acoustic piece, only it's with an electric guitar with no amp. I didn't know what to do, so I applauded. Wow, that was great. You sounded wonderful. Yes. I mean, multiple instruments came out of your mouth. I mean, I was quite impressed. That's impressive. Are you like... I mean, wow. You're a record player or something? Like Stitch was? I remember him just like... I don't know why I thought of that randomly. Remember Lilo Stitch where when Stitch just opens his mouth and he basically becomes a living record player and just music starts coming out? Whatever. Sorry, I was fascinated by your singing.
Yoshiyuki-kun.
I mean, the la 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 that wasn't actually coming out of your mouth at all, but I don't get it. Why do they have his la la la? Didn't even voice that, and then have her sing with a band backing her up. Just like, that doesn't make any sense if they're not even there. Eh?
Sakurai Yoshiyuki-kun. でしょ?
How do you know my name?
そう、なんででしょう?
Shirakawa said, smiling innocently. Wow, what a bright smile. No wonder all the boys are in love with her.
Yoshiyuki-kunっていろいろ目立つからね。
I guess. The faces of my two best friends came to mind, oh yes. Indeed, we'd wound up causing some kind of trouble at every school event. Not only the teachers, but the student council and the public morals committee kept an eye on us. I guess that makes me famous. I'm not exactly proud of it, though. And you are, let's see, Shirakawa-san.
Nanaka.
Eh?
Nanaka でいいよ。
Well,
Nanaka.
Nanaka, pronounced correctly or I will smash you with a piano. I have superhuman strength, you know. Don't know why. Just like, should have just said a guitar, but friggin' piano, can you imagine that? Someone picking up a piano and banging it on your head? Well, you wouldn't have time to think, you'd be dead, most likely. Unless you're in an anime, then in which case it'd just be kind of a comedic effect and you just be like, ow! Okay then, Nanaka.
はい、よくできました。
Chances are I freaking screwed up pronunciation anyway. She smiled. What a strange girl. The most popular girl in all of Kasami Academy was actually really nice. I had an impression of her as being snobby and spoiled.
ねえ、Yoshiyuki-kunは何してたの?
Me, I was getting ready to go home. Then I heard a singing voice and wondered who it belonged to.
わあ、そんなに大きな声で歌ってたんだ、私。
No, you weren't. It was more like your voice carried through all the noise. I mean, there was a backing band. She tilted her head and looked at me as if she didn't understand what I said. Her big eyes were sparkling with curiosity. How could any man resist this smile? I guess I heard it because it was a pure and beautiful voice.
本当に?
Really, I was touched.
うーん。
She walked up to me while thinking about something.
え?
Huh? What? She held my hand tightly. I felt a soft sensation in my hand. It was so warm. Her big, beautiful eyes looked at me from such a close distance that my heart started to pound.
ありがと
She shook my hand like crazy and smiled from ear to ear. What is
う
this?
握手だよ握手二人の出会いを記念してよろしくね
That's a weird way of getting a handshake, just like, whatever. Nanaka bowed. Oh, nice to meet you too. I bowed too. Then we looked at each other and laughed.
でも初めてかな学校でそんな風に褒められたの
That can't be true.
ほんと誰もそんなことちゃんと言ってくれないよよしゆきくんは初めて
Nanaka nodded several times as she talked to me. Did I call her Nanako or something a few moments ago? Or am I just imagining it, or something similar? I don't know. Got confused. She had a well-known rep for being a great singer, so I found that hard to believe.
自分ではあまりわからないんだけどねうまいかどうかなんて
I can tell that I'm not a particularly good singer, which is quite annoying, really. I've wrote like 2 songs, pretty much. Well, one of them's more complete than the other one. And I just like, whenever I just like pick up the guitar, it's just like, okay, let's play the chords to it and try to sing it. And as soon as I get to it, I'm just like, why am I not singing? It's just like, I can't sing it. So just like, I just don't have the confidence in my voice to sing my own freaking song. I mean, sure, I sing like an idiot a lot, but when it's like that, it's just like, I can't sing it, man. It's just like, I don't know. But it was a decent song, at least. It goes with the chords in my mind, but I can't sing it worth shit. Because I just can't really... I guess it's because I feel embarrassed about it, really. It's like if I start randomly singing in one of my recordings, fair enough. But if I'm just there, sat with a guitar and start playing guitar and then start singing a song, it's just like, I just feel like someone overhears that, it's kind of embarrassing. I don't know. I'm very shy. You're absolutely amazing. I bet you have perfect pitch. You didn't even miss a note. I meant it. How she took her breaths, how she started each phrase. Everything was like a professional singer. It was amazing that someone the same age as me could have such talent.
いやそれほどで
Nanaka turned red and scratched her cheek.
もでもそういうのがわかるってことはよしゆきくんも歌が上手なんだね
No, I don't know anything about singing, but I used to play the guitar. I played the guitar, as we pretty much obviously you're well aware of. In fact, I played it in this very part.
あ本当
Though these days, honestly, I'm kind of just like, I have little faith in my guitar playing. All these freaking guitarists that are all snobby online, just like, I freaking like look at the comments on Ultimate Guitar and just like all these snobby guitarists like, unless it's like complicated and technical, it's absolutely rubbish. I know, I hate those type of snobby guitarists, so it's just like, well, I can play like various different chords. I can hammer-ons, pull-ups are easy, bends are easy for the most part. Harmonics I have a bit of trouble with. I can't do any of the tapping or anything like that. I've tried the slide kind of thing, slide guitar, but I haven't really even close to got used to figuring that out. You know, stuff like that. I'm just like, damn it, I've learned scales, but the problem with it is it just like limits like what I do. It all ends up sounding the same. So I try to mix it up and then it just sounds off and I'm just like, I want to actually create something a bit complex because of that. I'm just like, dude, what's the point? Just play whatever the hell you want. But then I'm just like, damn those snobby bastards. Make me feel this way. But anyways.
やってたって今は
Oh, I still do. I taught myself, so it's just for fun. I don't play in a band or anything. Well, I suppose I partly taught myself. I had lessons, learned how to read tab like freaking instantly. As soon as explained in the most simplest way, just like, Okay, so these, like, the numbers represent the fret on the guitar, and each line represents which string. And it's like, oh, it's that fucking simple. Why did I not realize that so soon? And then I just got the hang of it really quickly after that. And then, like, I was like, let's learn some scales. Like, I just, like, looked for a tab, like, preferably, like, a Guitar Pro tab that had, like, a bunch of scales, like, going from various points of the fretboard, you know? So I'd know where to play it for the actual, you know... Man, there we go again. As soon as I start talking, my brain is just... It gets quieted out. Scales. And, like, it's useful because, well... Whenever, like, I play something in a certain kind of key, I can just, like, play that over it. Like, with the right scale. That's what I do with backing tracks. So, like, look at a backing track, see what key it's in, and then get the scale that goes with it, and just randomly improvise over it. And I also did the same with one of my songs. I pretty much, like, made it so that the lead guitar would go well with the key that the chords were in. Well, whatever. Anyway, it's getting way off subject.
じゃあ曲とか弾けたりしちゃうの？
Yeah, I guess. I can read music and play a little by ear, too.
それってすごいかも。
Sounds like me, except you're probably more than just tab, right? I mean, I can play a bit by ear, but it's kind of random, really. Nanaka looked at me in amazement and nodded. No, it's really just fun. The more Nanaka praised me, the more embarrassed I got.
でも、ほら、義行くんって見た目がかっこいいじゃない？
She talked boldly. I'd never been asked that question and couldn't answer.
その上ギターまで弾けるなんて、ますますかっこいいなって思ってさ。
Cool, just because I can play the guitar?
かっこいいよ。私は歌は歌えるけど、楽器はあまりできないから。なんか、羨ましいな。
You know, having played guitar for so long, it always baffles me when someone can't play a chord, like, at all. It's like, it's really simple, but they just can't get the hang of it. They're just like, is it really that difficult for a beginner? Like, an F chord, sure, fair enough. I still can't frickin' hold down the frickin' first frets with my frickin' finger barded down. It's a pain in the ass to do. There's ways of playing an F chord, but that's the most common one, and it's annoying. I think it's better to be a good singer. So you mean it's even better if you can do both, huh?
そうかもしんないね。
You know, it's always... I find it impressive when, like, you have a lead singer that's also the lead guitarist, and, like, plays a solo and everything, and, like, all kinds of stuff like that. It's just like, how the hell they can keep concentrating on both? It's just like, wow. When I pick up a guitar singing at the same time, I can do that to an extent, but if I'm singing seriously, it's kind of impossible. I think this is the first time I've ever seriously talked to someone about music. Otara and I have talked about it before, but we always end up goofing around. Otone and you may have heard a song I was playing, but we never talked about music. I was happy to be able to talk about music with Nanaka, although this was basically the first time we met. Oh, I do a kind of similar thing, really. Well, that isn't a similar thing at all. Like, whenever my sister's around, and if I happen to be playing guitar at the same time, I'd try to play a song that she'd recognize to see if she would just be like, is that or that? Like, last time I did that was Enter Sandman, just like, is that Metallica? Just like, yeah. Nice, isn't it? Show off.
じゃあさ、あの曲知ってる？最近よくテレビの CM に使われてる。
You know, that song really does have a badass guitar riff, I've gotta say. And I don't listen to much metal or Metallica or anything like that, but that riff is just freaking awesome.
なんだっけ？携帯の CM の、
That's Orange Lunch's new song, the one that's a bit sad, right? Orange Lunch.
そうそう、あの曲いいよね。
That a band then? Is it like a real band or a fictional band? Because I can never tell. I think the new album's coming out soon.
本当？ああ、買おうかな。ああ、でも お小遣いちょびっとピンチだし、どうしよう。
A lot of bands have some really random names, like Blue Oyster Cult, or what else is another one I can think off the top of my head that has a Bowling for Soup's a weird ass name for a band. What other ones? I suppose Queen could be considered quite an odd name for a band. I know a lot of bands, but as soon as it just comes to like saying them, I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Can't really think, but Blue Oyster Cult is quite a random name, isn't it? Well, I'm planning to buy it, so I'll let you borrow it.
本当に絶対だよ。約束だからね。
This whole freaking thing has just been like talking about guitar and music so far. Only it's not been involving the protagonist and her talking, it's just me. Rambling on, our conversation about music went on. That was when the door to the music room opened.
あれ
Yoshiyuki?
Wataru and Coco came in. They were followed by some other students.
何やってんだ帰ったんじゃなかったのか
I was going to, but when I heard Nanaka singing, I followed her voice back here.
そうなんだ。ナナカ先に来て練習してたんだね。まあね。
You two are... Wait, are you friends? Come to think of it, Coco had told me about Shirakawa and Nanaka before.
お友達だよ。表面上はね。嘘お友達だよ。ここラブ。
Nanaka hugged Coco tightly.
ちょっとナナカ。
Coco was having fun despite putting up a fight. It was different to see Coco being friendly with someone older than Anzu and Akane.
実はここから吉行くんのことはよく聞かされてたんだ。
Oh, that's why then. Hey, now I get it. I didn't stand up because of my misbehavior. I felt relieved.
何急に。ここったらいっつも吉行くんの話ばっかりなんだよ。なん
Oh,
でかね。
I don't suppose she has a crush on you or anything.
そんなことないよ。
What are you talking about?
別に何も。吉行は今日もバカだったとかそんなんばっかだよ。
That face. Is that how I am?
はいはいんじゃ他の人は練習始めてくれ
On Wataru's cue, the old students started getting their instruments out. Wataru was getting something ready too. What are you starting now?
あのな俺が軽音楽部だって知ってるだろ練習に来たんだよ
Huh? You do? Then Coco's also...
吉行って人の話聞いてないよね。ずいぶん前に私も軽音楽部って言ったよ。
The question is, what instruments do you guys play? Huh? I see, I guess it wasn't that you just liked music. I kind of remembered hearing that when we went to karaoke before.
吉行、興味のないこと全然覚えてくれないんだもん。何度目だろう。私が軽音楽部だって言ったの。
Oh boy, sorry about that. I just laughed.
いつもならブラスバンド部がここで練習してるんだけどイベントも近いし貸してもらってるんだ
Oh, are you doing something at the Christmas party?
俺たちは出ないけど他の連中がね
I see. I wonder why. Knowing how much Wataru loves parties, I thought he would be the first in line to participate in the Light Music Club event.
で、ナナカはたまたま付き合ってくれてるんだよ。ね、暇な時だけだけど。
That's why she was singing. Eh? That would mean Nanaka doesn't actually belong to the club, even though she's a great singer.
でも、みんな来るの遅いよ。ごめん、ナナカ。ブラスバンド部と交渉してたから。そっか。 じゃあしょうがないね。でも私そろそろ時間がやばいかな。
Brass. If I recall, aren't those like instruments like trumpets, trombone, maybe saxophones fall under that category as well? I'm not sure.
あ、そうなんだ。ってことで今日は義行くんと帰っちゃおうかな。
And then I find out that that was not actually the case and everything. It's like, those instruments don't belong to that, you idiots. Huh? Nanaka looked at me with a meaningful smile. She looked at me with her big eyes as if she was toying with me. In that way, Nanaka reminded me of a mischievous kitten. Well, while I was wondering how to respond to her, the door opened again. What? Several unfamiliar students looked around the music room. They didn't seem to belong to the Lights Music Club.
やばい。
Eh? Nanaka hid behind me as she said that. What is it? I found Shirakawa-san. I haven't found my voice actor, though. What, were you really expecting that? Hide behind the piano or something? No, they'd see your feet. Hide behind... No, you can't hide behind the drums, Al. You're screwed all the way, I guess. Try to find, like, a giant amp and hide behind that. Nanaka jumped in surprise and dragged me by the arm. What is it?
そういうわけでここ私帰るね。待ってナナタ。
Those faces.
ちゃうよ。義行くん帰ろう。
As Nanaka spoke, she pulled my arm and started to run. And then she ran through the crowd of unfamiliar students who tried to block her way using me as a shield. What's going on? When we got to the hallway, there were more unfamiliar students trying to block us with their arms wide open. Who are those people?
義行くんこっちこっち。
Ah! I almost tripped because she yanked my arm so hard. I understood that she didn't want to get caught by them, but...
義行くん遅い。
She was having fun. She was running with an innocent smile as though she was a mischievous child being chased by an adult.
ほら何してるの。こっちだよ。
Wait a minute, that's a dead end.
窓があるの。
What? Ah!
早く早く。
Fan service, wait a minute. Nanaka, I can see your panties. It's a panty shot again.
しょうがないの。
Surely it would... Well, no, actually they're being quite slow with going out the window there, though, technically. Nanaka thought I couldn't jump out the window, so she reached out to me. She was on the window frame with a smile. She didn't realize I could see her panties. Shit, this is bad. I couldn't concentrate on anything besides her panties. Get a hold of yourself, man. I'm just a normal guy.
何してるの義行くん。早く。
Yeah. I found Shiragawa-san in the north hallway. I turned around to locate the voice. The student who was following Nanaka came towards us while talking on a walkie-talkie. Ah!
早く。
Nanaka pulled me by my hand without warning. Then you fell from the roof or something. My body flew out the window. No, they're probably on the first floor. Ah! My face was touching something soft. Oh, let me guess where this is going. What is this? I smell something very sweet too.
義行くん。
Eh? I heard Nanaka's voice above my head. I looked up in a hurry.
さすがにちょっと恥ずかしいかな。
What? I was on top of Nanaka. My face was buried in Nanaka's chest. Oh, who didn't see that coming when he said, I can feel something soft. How predictable. Sorry, I really am. I got up in a hurry.
義行くんのエッチ。
I tried to come up with an excuse, but I couldn't think of anything. I still remember the sensation of her chest on my face, and it makes me want to smile. I shook my hands to shake off my sweat.
義行くんって面白い。
Eh? Nanaka eyed me with a slightly troubled smile as if enjoying my reaction. She didn't seem to be angry about my face touching her chest. But what am I supposed to do? I didn't know why, but I couldn't get myself in gear. I found Shirakawa-san in a bush by the north building. There's another pursuer.
もう、しつこいな。
Nanaka said gleefully and then grabbed my hand again.
行くよ、義行くん。
What? Again, Nanaka ran while dragging me by the hand. Nanaka ran lightly like a rabbit, but I, on the other hand, stumbled and almost fell on my face. But we were both smiling.
早く、こっちこっち。
What is going on? With my voice acting, it is terrible. Nanaka's hand was so warm as I held it in mine.